Whenever you're cutting in Boxcutter, the sort system just kind of places the modifier for you. And that's fine in most cases. Sometimes a user will want to turn sort off. And if they are working with sort off, then that means that the modifier is being placed at the end of the stack as if Boxcutter had no sense of flair or design. However, if you hold shift and you roll the wheel, you are able to move the modifier up the stack in order to place a modifier exactly where you want. So you can see where basically I went from being shaded badly because I was after the auto smooth to before auto smooth to now being before bevel. So basically this is just another way that you can work in the event that you find yourself needing to adjust your modifier placement in the middle of working. You're now able to do that. So we'll just pause this again, shift scroll it up, get it placed exactly where we need to, and now we are able to just keep on adding these shapes with the perimeter bevel, just basically protecting them upon entry. Of course, we want to prevent them from overlapping, and then of course in between this we may also want to put a triangulate modifier, so that way now it can translate over to subdivision if we're just trying to be really hacky with subdivision. But once we have so many modifiers stacked up like this, it will begin to get a little weirder. We of course always want smooth by angle at the very end, but let us collapse these. Let's perform a cut. And I'm already saying in my heart, fingers crossed, please don't relocate these mods. In fact, we will need to press Shift C and change it from local longest edge to local, just so we align to the shape. And we see that with subdivision added, it begins to choke, and also it begins to get very weird with the modifier. So let's say that you wanted to keep this very particular modifier stack order. Me personally, I would say sort, do not go any further than subdivision. So basically every modifier past this will now be left alone. So if I were to perform a cut, the boolean will definitely be placed at the end. And then if I hold shift and I scroll it up, we jump up one mod, we jump up two mods, we jump up three mods, we jump up four, and now we're exactly where we need to be. But what if we wanted to be exactly there? Then instead of all this modifier move business, let us turn on sort modifiers. Let us just move this underscore to be, let's make the underscore be here. And we probably don't even need an underscore altogether because sort should just work for these scenarios. But we see that sort did not work because subdivision got moved to where the boolean is. So let us tame sort because we don't want sort to do that to us. We don't want subdivision to do that to us. And also we want sort to handle subdivision, and we don't want to have to use an override to do it. So let's take a look at our stack. And subdivision isn't being sorted. Now we see that the cut is being civil. So there's always an automatic way to make it work. So that's what I wanted to point out, just going through these different scenarios of it being unreasonable. And now we finally are making it reasonable, because even with such a strange sort of mod, wow, that thing made me look like a fool the moment I started shifting around. There we go. So whenever we come up with these unique, strange scenarios that, you know, for some reason have to work, just letting you know that there are systems to make it work, and there's even overrides to force it to work, even if you need to force a system to work that just doesn't even make sense. For example, why on earth would a person need to do this? Why would a person want to do this? It's hard on the computer, it's hard on you, it's hard on the mouse, but for some reason it also looks pretty good. So let us go back, let's ever scroll, bring that back. I don't know why at the last minute it goes weird. It's just testing us. But with that, that demonstrates the idea. You can now move modifiers up the stack, but also just showing a little bit about modifier sorting and how you can basically use it to your advantage.